We've come to another makeup tutorial and I would like to welcome you to my channel. And I created this look using color Raine Queen of Hearts palette, which I love so dearly because of the pigmentation and the easy to blend formulas that they have. However, I am not going to ramble too much, and let's get started. The first shade that I'm using today in this tutorial is Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear, and I'm using that as my transition shade. Blending it with my MAC 224 brush, taper blending brush. I'm going with is Noble Woman, which is a medium dark brown shade with a red undertone, and I'm just blending that in my crease area after I pull down Cocoa Bear. Following that, I'm going to take Empress from that same palette and I'm going to blend it in my Auto V using another taper blending brush. And I'm just blending that and blending so that I can have a smoky effect in my Auto V. So I took my MAC Paint Pot in laying low and I am defining my crease. And as you can see now, moving on to the next shade, which is a very beautiful, it's kind of like a white shimmery shade, which is very pigmented, and the name of that shade is Crown, and I am just packing it on, you guys. I'm just packing it on. I'm looking for a really vibrant application here without using any glitter, I would say. And you guys gonna see the color payoff at the end after I'm done packing it on. And that crown is a bright white gold with a golden sheen, and and that's why I decided to use that, because I was looking for kind of like a white or cream looking eye look, I should say. And so yes, I am packing it on. Like I said, it is a white gold with a golden sheen, and it blends very well. It is creamy as well. It is kind of like it's almost like it wants to look thick, but it is not a thick formula, if you guys know what I mean. It's it applies. You pick up a good amount on your brush when you are applying it. And so I'm just using a concealer brush actually from Bella and Bear, and that's what I'm using to pack on that shade, at the same time define it below my crease area. So now I'm going with that flat brush over Temperance that I used earlier, and I'm just making sure that those two shades tie together. The next step I took was to put on some false eyelashes off camera. Lashes that I'm using is from Harrison Lashes, which has been my go-to since I got them from Amazon. I just couldn't believe the price, how cheap it was, and the quality that it had. However, the shade that I'm using now is called Royal Highness, which is a medium taupe brown with a warmer undertone and a metallic sheen added to it, and I'm using that as my brow bone shade. I also went and put that in on my tear duct. Moving on, I use Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to enhance my lashes. I took Neutrogena facial wipes, makeup remover wipes I should say, and I use that to clean the fallouts from underneath my eye. Just before that, I took a smudger brush and put some black track in my waterline, and I smudged it. And I'm priming my face with Becca primer, And the foundation I'm using today is from L'Oreal. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation, which retails for $12.99 in most places. And this foundation is one of the new Pro Finish of long wear, which you can wear up to 24 hours with a hydrating glow. It is lightweight and it is creamy, and the foundation goes on smooth with a glow finish that lasts very long. It does have SPF in it, and it is ideal for normal to dry skin. And as you know, the winter weather dries your skin, and so using this foundation will be an advantage since it has that hydrating glow. And as usual, what I always do is take a blending sponge and go over my foundation with it after I apply it, just to have a seamless application and avoid any patchiness. For L'Oreal Paris Visible Lift Blur Concealer, and the shade that I'm using is medium 303, and I'm just using that to set under my eye with a brush from Equal To. It is a concealer brush, and I'm just setting under my eye, my forehead, down my nose, and on my chin. Taking my Sephora 56 brush, and I'm using that to blend out the concealer. This brush is very good for blending out concealers, and I always see Nature B here on YouTube use it, and I like the way that it applies, and so I decided to get one, and I really do like it. Thank you, Nature B. Next step that I'm taking is to contour my face. I'm using banana powder with my Sephora 54 brush to apply the powder to set the under eye. Now with the contour, I'm using that dark shade I just pointed to from NYX contour palette, and I'm using that to scoop under my cheek and also my forehead and down the bridge of my nose. I'm now taking an angle brush from Circa Cosmetics, and I'm using that to blend in the contour that I just laid down. And I'm just blending, making sure that I add some warmth to my face. Back to that Juvia's Place contour brush, and I'm just cutting my contour, or should I say cleaning under my contour. Going with MAC Cosmetics Fever Blush today, and then I reach for a powder brush from Morphe, and I am just going over my entire face with MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Tan Dark, or Dark Tan. And I'm just blending, making sure that I'm not having any harsh lines along there. The fluffy brush wasn't doing it so good for me, so I got a compact brush to blend out the harsh line below my cheek. Now with highlights, I'm going with Lorac Tantalizing Bronzer, and that's what I'm applying. So I reach for that fluffy powder brush once more, and I'm just blending all over my face. For lip recipe today, I'm going with Kat Von D Lolita, and I'm using my MAC Bespoken lip liner. And so guys, that is the finished look. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm setting my face with MAC Fix Plus Fluid. So there you go. I will talk to you guys in another tutorial. So this is a Liberian fried rice.